Night before Gen Con, and I have the pleasure of running into two gentlemen from Dubuque, Iowa, by the name of Shawn LeGrand and Eric Federonich, and you two are here for Gen Con, am I correct?
Yes.
You are.
Well, tell me a little bit about yourselves. Obviously, you're gamers. I think, Mr. Federonich, you were saying that you've been playing D&D for how long?
20 plus years. Less than 25, more than 20.
And what was about you? Or,
I would say probably about a good 10 years, 11 years.
Huh. So, a little bit. And what other games do you play?
Everything. I've tried at least every game at least probably once.
Every game once?
Probably, yeah.
A couple of them twice?
A few of them would repeat.
I've been more into like model games, RPGs, and a lot of some card games and whatnot in the past. So I've run a fair gambit. Yeah.
Very cool. You were saying you were playing one of your favorite non-competitive games was Ascension?
Ascension, yep.
Very cool. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, it's a card game where there's a resource system involved, and you basically use that resource to buy cards that are available, and you use those cards to get more cards, and thus you win by collecting more resources than your opponents.
Yeah, and honor. You can either defeat creatures for honor to win that way, or you try to build the most expensive deck worth the most points, and at the end of the game you total your honor and your points, and whoever has the highest wins. And it's a lot less competitive than the games we usually play. It doesn't end friendships like some of the other ones. So,
there was another one that you mentioned.
Arkham Horror.
You were saying that you don't have that one yourself?
No, it's far too expensive, so I let someone else buy it.
How do you manage to get them to do that?
I got them to play it once and convinced them that it would be a great investment. So
a great investment.
Yeah. So if Matt watches this, I'm sorry.
That's like I used to. I had my subscription to the science fiction book club, and I'd have Mom buy the books, and then I'd read them and tell her if she should read it or not.
That's good. Yeah, it's
so I was kind of her screener, you know.
There you go. You saved her a lot of time.
Exactly. Oh yes, Asimov, definitely a must.
Yeah.
Timeline, good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, not this one.
Hubbard, not so much. But.
Yeah, well. And Covenant, yeah. Anyhow, what do you plan on doing this weekend?
Well, I'm gonna get a few different games in, try to do some events. I've been at Gen Con several times, never actually participated in events before, so I figured a good way to save money is to occupy my time for once, rather than just wander and buy things. So,
which events do you plan on going to?
We're doing an Ascension game, an Ascension tournament. We're doing the wonderfully named for heavy gear blitz, the Butt Wheel 500.
Butt Wheel 500?
It's based on it's a miniatures game. It's based on the miniature. They all have like multiple modes of transit, and one of them it has like a wheel on its rear, and it can squat down and drive.
Oh,
so
right.
they're doing like an Indianapolis 500 with those mechs where you can shoot each other. So we're gonna try that.
It's more like a death race, yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna try
death
that.
race with mechs.
And I mean, how can you go wrong when you see an event named Butt Wheel 500? How can you not just gravitate towards it? So.
Oh, I have to ask. What are you doing at 9 o'clock on Friday night?
Not sure.
Well, the reason I have to ask is I'm writing an article about a couple of the movies that are playing at their film festival.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're just looking at that in the book.
Found in Time, science fiction, won the Shriekfest in 2012, which is Hollywood's sci-fi and horror thriller film festival. So,
I check that out. Yeah,
great
we were just
movie.
Discussing going to a few of those and checking them out.
We wanted to try to do more later stuff too this time, because last time we just did it was 2 years ago, and
We just did the exhibit hall stuff.
yeah, the exhibit hall stuff, the auction house, and then
Which is a horrible time sink. You can end up sitting in the auction house for like 3 hours and not realize it because you're just waiting for that one cool thing. Yeah. Whether or not it materializes is another question. So,
well, Friday night, 9 o'clock.
yeah.
Found in Time, very cool time. Not time travel, but odd movie. Then Saturday night there's a short called Death. Oh shoot, Death in Charge, about Death going to a home to do her business and finding herself babysitting.
Oh boy.
Very, very, very cool movie.
That's an interesting plot.
Yeah, that also that's a short, and that also won an award at Treat Fest. So, let's see. And where do you plan on going from there?
In a Gen Con specific thing, or are we talking more of a metaphysical question?
Whichever.
I wonder how broad stroke we should get on this.
I'm not sure either.
Well, I think we're just what we got going on. Saturday we were planning on getting in on some D6 Star Wars.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, because I was a big fan of that for many years, and haven't had the opportunity to play a decent game in probably at least 5 or 6 years. So it'd be kind of fun to see how that all goes down.
Well, this will be my first time playing outside of our group too.
Yeah.
Really?
Because we usually get our group that we do a weekly thing. Sometimes we have different groups doing it multiple weeks, and then this will be the first time I actually had someone run a game that's not from our group.
You always think it's going to be different. You always think they're going to be cool.
No, I
You find out they're pretty much just like you.
I'm thinking they're all going to be like our friend Nick. I mean,
There's a lot of those. The rules lawyer of the group, the guy that knows
Right.
argues everything. So
Yeah.
nice guy, just you know how that goes.
Do you plan on playing any D&D while you're here?
I'm actually excited too. I seen that there's a couple of second edition games, and there's actually one that I'm interested in that's like an assassin game, and the editions were listed as 1st through 4th. So I'm kind of interested to see how I'm going to probably see how that actually works.
All right.
Because I'm less excited about 4th, but I'm kind of interested to see how they're going to stretch it over all the different
Play it at
editions. Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see how that works, and I wish I could remember off the top of my head what the name of it was, but I can't. It's something to do with an assassination. That's all I remember is like you're like bounty hunters or something, or assassins, and you pick out the marks and you have to play through to kill your target.
kind of like an Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, and it's just listed as editions 1st through 4th, so I'm curious to see how that goes.
Yeah.
Huh, interesting. And they're saying you can play a character of any of those versions at the same time?
That's what I'm not sure. That's why I want to go check out the event. They have it several times throughout the con. There's several slots for it, so I'm going to take a look at that and see. Maybe I might get into that. I don't know. I'm always nervous about playing D&D anymore.
What version of D&D do you play?
Predominantly for D&D 2nd edition. Otherwise, it's Pathfinder most of the time. So
Okay.
I gave up.
You gave up on 4th edition?
I gave up actually before 4th edition. I saw 4th edition and thought, well, if I wanted to play that, I'd play World of Warcraft, which I don't either. So I would just skip the whole thing and save the books that I have.
So basically, you're one of those who says that basically, if you're going to play it, you may as well play a video game.
Yeah, it's very video game-esque.
Granted, if you could make a new system off of D&D, you could cherry pick some stuff from 4th edition.
Oh, I'm sure not everything's bad.
And put it in. There's some aspects that I did like. I mean, there's some that you said you liked, but overall, well, I mean, overall,
I don't remember. I probably did.
well, yeah.
You like something, huh?
I probably
I
did.
mean, yeah. I mean, overall, it's not as good as say like Pathfinder or earlier editions of D&D. Yeah. And that's. I mean, you can find fault with that in most games. I mean, you can always cherry pick rules to.
Very cool. So what are you looking forward to most this weekend?
Oh, for me, being out of a house full of children. that is actually the best part of this vacation, if I'm honest. I love my kids, but the fact that I'll get a full night's sleep will be kind of interesting. I'm not sure I've done that in a few years.
And you'll be spooning, right?
Well, big spoon, of course. But if it were to happen. No, that is I couldn't resist. You're gonna slow pitch it out there. I'll knock it out of the park for you.
That was, of course, referring to some previous conversation.
It sure was. Anyone else will be privy to that, and that will look just fantastic.
Oh no! Oh my! Just quick before we close, I like to close my interviews by one of the websites I write for is Weird Review, the Weird Review at weirdreview.com. I'd like to offer my interviewees the opportunity to tell something weird and wonderful about themselves, if you'd like. Nothing weird about you, right?
No, just straight as an arrow.
What about you, Shawn?
It's kind of hard to.
What's your favorite soda?
Oh yeah.
Oh, this could get you in trouble, buddy.
Yeah, this could get me in trouble.
This could get you fired.
Dr. Pepper.
Sure is.
You can add a little glean in there, okay? Yeah.
And where was it you two work?
Dr. Pepper.
Really? How convenient.
Yeah, very strange.
Totally awesome.
Yeah. Totally not related.
Legitimately would be our favorite song, yes.
Yes. Because you get paid by that.
Well, I mean, that helps.
Or this has been an unpaid endorsement.
There we go. There we go.
Exactly.
We should turn this in.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Shawn and Eric from Dubuque, Iowa. Or Dubuque.
Yep, that works.
WQE.
WQE.
Yeah.
Dubuque.
Dubuque, Iowa.
Well, Dubuque sounds like a goblin thing.
Yeah, that would
To be honest. We're going to nerd it up in here.
From Gen Con, Indiana. Gen Con 2013 in Indiana. This has been the Weird Review. Thank you, guys.
That's weird.